Righto, suspension bushes. So Dad's come along to give me a hand. Dad helped me a little bit on the old FJ40 build, so he's come back in, give me a hand, which is fantastic. Thanks, Dad.
Jack's not here.
No, Jack's at work. So the bushes on this are absolutely destroyed. So bushes from Polytuff. Now Polytuff, an Australian-made brand. I used them all through the FJ40 build. I've used them all on the FJ45 fire truck. So excellent quality. Keep using them. Drop that down, Dad. Beautiful. Right over, the whole front axle is now up on jacks, so we're going to change these bushes out. Now all we've done is we just put the jack under the front spring just to support it a little bit. We can undo those bolts, we can knock it all out, then we can use the jack to move the spring up and down, line it all up, put the new bushes in, put the new shackles back in. Easy, hey Dad?
Sounds pretty simple.
The R1 on everything before we undo it all. Righto, we go about that. So we need some rags, grease, and obviously new bushes. Right, I need to get a few extra weapons, so pry bar to try to pry it out, because the bushes are absolutely destroyed.
Now we're right.
There you go, Dad, you got it. Right, so actually the opposite has happened. It's actually sprung up. So we've got the pry bar in between the two eyes, that way we can open it up a bit. And another pry bar in here to hopefully force that that spring straight out. Good news is the shackle is in excellent condition. I was very a bit concerned there, Dad.
Yep.
Right, now we need to get them out.
Can't say much for this.
No, they've seen better days, that's for sure. Righto, the old Molytack grease. This is a lithium-based grease. Make sure you can be as generous as you like. Coat your bushes. Squeeze a bit on the inside there. Push it straight in. Look at that. Looks a lot better than the old one, Dad.
Sure he does.
Again, with your shackles, be really generous with your lithium grease. You can't over grease it. Using our pry bar, we'll open it up to where we need it to be. Do that up. Done. All right, we've just got to do it, 7 more times and we're done.
Easy done.
Righto, so you don't have to undo the bolts all the way, but just enough so that you can see it just removes that locating pin. That way we can push this spring backwards and forwards and get that back bush in. Put a bit of pressure on the front there. We can push that bush, that whole spring back to line it up. Using a pry bar, we can get into here. We can lift it up and get it adjusted, and then just tap the bush and the shackle straight into place. Dead blow hammer. Chuck in our retainer bolts and we're done. Righto, so new day. Dad's back again. We're going to tackle all the back bushes. So we finished all the front off. They went okay after we figured out the best way of doing it, which is jack all the axle up, unbolt the U-bolts and the support plate, and then we've got full movement of that spring. So all we need to do then is just put a pry bar in, push it forward, and then we can put the new bushes in. So hopefully the back will go a little bit quicker than the front, Dad.
Well,
we won't run out of daylight.
We'll soon find out.
And it's probably not ideal working outside on the grass as the days get shorter and the weather gets colder, but we've got the chickens to keep us company. Let's get into it. Righto, so the only benefit about doing it like this out here on the grass, in the mud, with what tools we've got, is it'll be exactly like doing this if you're on the side of the road. Now unfortunately, if you got to this point of the time where your bushels are this worn out that you had to do it on the side of the road, you haven't been doing much maintenance to your vehicle. So anyway, all we've done is we've undone those 4 U-bolts, so that leaves the spring separate from the axle. The axle's sitting up on some jacks. We'll put a jack under the chassis, just take the pressure off the spring, and they'll be able to undo it, pop it out, put the new bushers in. Hopefully it'll be that easy.
Yeah. Sounds easy when you talk about it.
It's always easy when you talk about it. You can see how agricultural we are. We've got a block of timber under there. So I just screwed the nut on the end of it to stop the thread getting damaged. Now I use a dead blow hammer. Yeah, pull that straight out, Dad.
Yep.
Nice. Beauty of working underneath Landcruisers is you've got a lot of room, even when you're on the ground. That's great. But we'll get ourselves out of here and we'll jack it up. We'll knock those bushes out. Righto, so you can see the bush isn't quite lined up. So all we need to do, because the spring's disconnected from the axle, put a little bit of leverage on there, and that'll move the front bush into position. Righto, Dad, move that. Right there. Now it's more of a thing of digging them out. You see these bushes are pretty much cactus. There we go. Right, we'll grease our pin up. Dad's at the other end there, and he will just use that pry bar like he did before, just to lever that forward, and hopefully be able to slot this pin straight in. Righto, Dad, see if we can move that forward. Right there, should be good. No, not yet. Very close.
The crowbar or something bigger. Longer for more leverage.
No, you're right. It's very close here.
Oh.
There we go, got it.
Oh,
Now it's very tempting to put your finger in to try to find the hole. Highly recommend that you don't do that, because something moves or shifts, it'll act like a guillotine and you'll lose the end of your finger. Always use screwdrivers, pin punches, and that way you can line everything up without putting fingers or anywhere near any of it. Put the nut and the washer on the back, that'll pull it all in place, and we'll put our retainer bolt in. I'm just going to leave the jack there while I'm doing this. It just keeps that pressure off it, so it'll pull it in.
that's it.
Well, we line up our retainer bolt. We'll do that up. We'll just get a pry bar in here, and then we'll be able to pop out. These look like original rubber. Just screw that nut back on there just to protect that thread. Screw those nuts on, just protect the thread. There you go, pull that out. There we go.
Alright.
Fantastic. That one was stubborn. Righto, so these ones on here are rubber, not polyurethane. So every other corner had the polyurethane bushes that were all chewed out. These ones look like they've been replaced at some stage a little bit earlier, just with some rubber ones.
Damn, that's it, that's it.
Good job, Dad. Dad turns 70 next week. Look at that. Youthful man.
It's got to come down.
All right, done. So all we need to do now is do up our U-bolts onto our spring hangers, drop it back on all 4 tyres, all brand new Polytuff bushes. Happy days.
Well done.
Righto, thanks Dad.
Pleasure, mate.
So all our bushes are done, it's all been inspected, all the shackles are really good nick. Now normally if you're going all out, you'd clean them all up, you'd paint them so it all looked fantastic, but the purpose of this is, as we said before, just to keep this whole thing on the road, isn't it, Nagy?
That's it.
So that's it. Thanks guys, really appreciate your support, and yeah, feel free to subscribe, leave a comment. Until next time.
Thanks for watching.